R&B. We've got chiptune, mixed, chill, EDM, epic, holiday. Holiday, that'd be hilarious. 34 minutes, I don't think that's enough for work today. Uh, Man, holiday is only 30 minutes and everything else is like over a day long. I guess, rock, what am I in the mood for? Upbeat. I want something happy. I guess there's happy and there's upbeat. Let's go with happy. Okay, I hear that. Let's check this out. So it looks like it's going to be pretty overpowering. So I'm going to go all the way down to like 35. And then we'll wait and let's see. There isn't really a good way for me to listen in, is there? All right, I'm going to double check. Okay, that sounds good. Here, we might as well get that song sounding nice, come to think of it. Oh, there's no rewind, that's right. Okay. And then I think it's supposed to show up in the chat. I don't know how that works. I wonder if Twitch is working. I use Restream, so I'm always curious if it actually works. Hey, it works! How about this? I'm gonna say hooray to the people on Twitch. And I don't know how to say, I'll say hooray to you guys too in YouTube land. Hooray. Hey, let's send out links. Because when I start working, I'm going to get into the zone. So. I guess it's loud for me, but it may not necessarily be that loud for you. I'll go down this far. Can always turn it up later. Hopefully I'm not showing anything. I think they are smart and they anonymize that stuff, so that's good. Otherwise I'd forget it and dox my own info. Alright, well, no one's here yet, so I'm just gonna get cracking. I don't want my phone to keep falling asleep on me. Oh, if I play it, it'll stay awake. There we go. Technology! I got it. Alright, I'm going from the bottom up. Yo, Carl's Amateur Hour is here. Carl Tunes. I'm all caught up in Hullgrave, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Carl. I really dig it. If you guys are interested in Hullgrave, it is available on Tapas. T-A-P-A... I hate that name. T-A-P-A-S. It sounds like I'm saying tap-ass. Tapas? Is that what it is? Does that word mean something? I'm trying to fix something off screen here. Perfect. Tapas is apparently bite-sized snacks or something, says Carl. I didn't know that. Oh, come on, where's my layers? I hate new Photoshop. There they are, okay. Sounds eerily similar to Crab Rave. I watched a couple Crab Rave memes, but I can't think of the Crab Rave song off the top of my head. I know PewDiePie reacted to it. I've recently discovered that there are all of these. I knew there were Undertale like alternate universe fandoms, but there are also like whole fan games, and so YouTube's been recommending to me a whole bunch of like soundtracks for alternate universe Deltarune and Undertale stuff. And I would kind of love to use some of that if people ever have like a, it's okay to repost this policy. Ahoy there, the metal. I'm actually talking this time. The metal's comic is Dynamis X Chaos. Anything exciting I should know, guys, from comic Twitter that isn't a bunch of nonsense drama? Help me out here. What's cool? What's cool from comics Twitter today? X Dynamis Chaos. I got it, right? I said it right. I know I did. I didn't say something weird. Oh, I said X Chaos Dynamis or something. Dynamis. Okay, I said Dynamis X Chaos. X Dynamis Chaos. Out of. Okay, is Dynamis? I know the root of that is like dynamic. So is it like out of energy chaos or out of? Oh, Matt McGibson released another webcomic on Webtoon called Dragblade. That's cool. He's staying busy. I gotta remember to back Mythics issue 2. That's currently getting crowdfunded on Kickstarter. Hello, Jeb Jam. Thank you for joining us. We are listening to happy songs from Pretzel today. I don't know all their names, of course. And I am cleaning up page 24. Dynamis is the unconjugated form which would be used for abstracts like chaos. It means plentiful or bountiful, often to use power in the masculine, dynamo. So loosely it means plentiful chaos or a bounty of chaos. I didn't know that. How about that? I knew that virtus, the root of virtue, basically means manliness. Those Romans, they love them some manliness. Here we go. This is the risky part. Eye surgery. I always feel like I'm not a real artist when I do this. Oop, don't want that. There we go. Get rid of some of that ghost image stuff. Says the metal. It actually comes from a longer saying in Vulgar Romani. Universi est ex dynamis chaos, cum asilex amentiae, or to the universe a bounty of a chaos, yet a bit of madness. Wait, did I already finish the bottom of the page, or did I just get, like, distracted and bounce around? I like to work bottom to top so I don't skip anything. Spinny wheel. Whoa. Oh, I see. Okay, no, that's fine. It just was thinking. All right, let's check this out. I like that. I'm basically happy with this whole panel. Yeah, I don't think I need to futz with anything down there. How about that? Oh, those are movies for later this month. Oh, the metal. You hadn't read Carl Amateur Hour's comic yet? Or was it, or are you guys talking about Matt McGowan's comic? The new Dragon Blade one. I'm caught up with his other one. I get pinged on my phone when they go live. Nice! Webtoons can do notifications. I didn't know that. This is going to be a surprisingly short page because we transition back to a black and white flashback. But let's fix some hue issues. Hue. Way too yellow. Speaking of webcomics, I haven't updated mine in like a week. I should do that, says the metal. Go do it! I saw a video go viral. This is me beating you up because you didn't get your comic out this week. Something like that. Yeah, I am talking. There you are, the Thunder Drum. This is basically all for you. So let's see. We were talking about Carltoon's comic, The Metals Comic. We were talking about how Matt McGibson has a new comic on Webtoons that I haven't checked out yet. I had Saving the World come in the mail today, and I've recorded the review for that. That'll go up at midnight. My sister's doing okay, by the way. I shared that tweet because they actually didn't tell us anything. They just told us, oh yeah, she needed a little blood, and we were like, okay. And then like she gets home and everything's normal, and then they say, oh yeah, by the way, she lost a lot of blood. Gee, thanks for letting us know. I'm still scouting for a voice for Jane Smith. I might ask one of the Sister Dukes to try out for it, just to do the trailer. Congrats, Uncle Duke. Yeah, now this is, let's see, I had my first niece arrive a few months ago, so I've been an uncle since then, and now I've got a second niece and a nephew, so I will be doing, like, story time videos, I will be doing Let's Plays, I'm going to introduce them to all the good Paper Mario games, everything. Raven Monroe knows a great voice actress, ask her. I will, because I have never hired a voice actress before, so I will need advice or recommendations. I got Raven Monroe's cards in the mail this week, but I actually don't remember if I backed the physical book or not. I like her art style enough that now that I'm not as poor anymore, getting all the good coronavirus overtime hours. If she does another one, I might go ahead and back the physical or get variant covers, whatever. I'm really excited to read it. The Bunderdrome. What have you been reading in indie comics lately? Apart from like working crazy hours and doing your comic page a day thing. I just read manga. Goblin Slayer, Monthly Girls, Nozaki-kun. Not too bad. It'd be interesting for you and Mark to get into like I don't know, like independent, like you review a lot of independent comic scene guys. No, you talk to them. I'd be interested to hear your reviews in some of them too. I don't know. Maybe it's a safe policy to like stay out of it, right? So you don't have hurt feelings. Like my shtick is, I'm brutally honest. So feelings get hurt, but I figure some people are really looking for that kind of feedback and critique. It's tough, says the Bunderdrome. I'm a terrible liar, and I feel like if I pull punches, I'm not being honest. But if I'm honest, I'm going to hurt feelings, especially newcomers. Yeah, I have a story where like one of my best friends in art school, she had like just gotten her art placed on the wall, which was like a big deal. That was the teacher saying this is a fine drawing, and so she showed it to me, and I instantly went into art critique mode, and I said, "Yeah, I like it. I think that this elbow could be fixed." I found out later I'd hurt her feelings, and I felt really bad. So I guess I'm not as afraid of hurting feelings once people are selling their stuff and it's not available on the internet for free. But I've always got like my inner art tutor voice where I'm like imagining, yeah, this is like when I'm working with those kids at the library. I just don't. I just want to encourage them to make art. Don't want that. So my plan is do this page, do page 25, and then once I've got page 25 done, I'm going to keep my weekly schedule, but I'm going to do like little bonus projects and side projects once I get my page a week done. I'm going to try to shoot for 2 pages a week, hopefully. I pulled that off a couple weeks ago, and I want to keep doing that. I don't like that. I also believe there's a point where you have to stop encouraging someone to do art, especially when there's no progress and it's a detriment to them financially. Yeah, like know if it's a hobby or know whether it's a life passion. Yeah, there's some people where they're not going to make the big bucks doing it. And you know, it could still be a hobby, and there's nothing wrong with that. Hobbyist artists can do some really incredible stuff. One of the stories I learned is that T.S. Eliot, like the famous poet, right? He was a bank teller as his main job, and then he wrote all of like this famous poetry in his spare time. You know, when he was home from his bank telling job. Like that's one of the reasons I'm single. Is I thought, do I really want to be a father? And I didn't want to be a father. I wanted to be an artist. So I don't know. It wasn't that hard for me. Like, and I think I'm weird. One of the things about SJWs is a lot of them talk about wanting to be childless so they don't, you know, hurt the planet or whatever. And I don't care about that. Or people will talk about not wanting to have children because they don't like the institution of marriage or something weird. Like, I love the institution of marriage. I love families, but it's not for me, you know? Hobby versus vocation, I mean. Yeah, exactly. The metal says, that's my secret. If I keep my stuff free and on a tip-based method of funding, way less people will bother criticizing it. How is everyone doing? Asked Jeb Jam. Well, I'm doing good. I was on the Bunderdrome this week. I'd be interested in getting on the Bunderdrome some more. I just have to find things, like I have to find talky things to do while I'm on live streams, right? So I keep moving forward. I haven't found a good oil pastel for Jane's skin tone yet. I always have to rework it a lot. Dilla Draws is here! Now, Dillard, when you do the emoji thing, I can't. I can say your name, but I can't like read your super chat. So I guess I just gotta go like kawaii or whatever that emoji is. I haven't been paying attention to the new Facebook emojis, actually. It's weird to me how every platform seems to have their own set of them, though. All right. Let's see. I am working on page 24 of Jane Smith Wannabe Gladiator tonight, John Dillard. It's all penciled and charcoaled. I just need to superimpose the color and do touch-up, and then if it's like a really tiny detail like the blue stripe on her karate gi, then I do that digitally. But I use an oil pastel layer for most of the color. It'll be coming to... I haven't decided whether to do Indiegogo or Kickstarter first. I know I'm going to do both Indiegogo and Kickstarter. I just don't know which one I'll start with. I like that there's a ongoing store option on Indiegogo, so maybe I'll do that one first, and I'll keep the store open for latecomers. And then close it all down when the Kickstarter ends. This might be just big enough to cover everything. Maybe not quite big enough. Alright. Alright, kids, time for a nifty Photoshop trick. If you haven't used Photoshop at all. I'm sure all you guys have used Photoshop. Once the massive object gets placed, alright, so we're going to create a layer mask. And we paint the layer mask layer here, the white box. We click on that to select it, and we're going to paint it all black to make the navy disappear. Whoa, latecomers like my ex-husband, am I right? Whoa, John Dillard! The Bunder Drum. Thank you for defending us on Twitter, Marm. So much crazy nonsense. No time for addressing it. You know, at this rate, you know, Smart Alex are going to be criticizing you guys once a year, and it's going to be like, for 3 years, you guys have been making great comics, and for 3 years, you've just been yelling at people. And then it'll be 4 years. For 4 years, Tim and Mark have been making great comics, and you've just been yelling at people. For 5 years, Tim and Mark have been making great comics. I should just copy-paste that comment and the importance of being a hot dog salesman and save it for future reference. Yep. We're not going to go into that anymore. We're not going to go into that. Oop, running out of layer there. Just gotta outcompete your haters. Devalue the worth of their words by raising the value of your output. Exactly. Hey everybody, let's hate on that guy over there. You mean the guy who's just making lots of good stuff and not bothering anybody? Yeah, go get him! Looks like a traditional children's book. You should publish through Penguin or Scholastic. Maybe win a Candlecott or Newbery. Yeah, I think I'm gonna poke my nose into Scholastic in first second, right? Like, I'm no SJW, but I've got a female protagonist. It's PG. I have a feeling like my evil genius plan is to make the perfect book that librarians will want, because they'll say, "Oh, female protagonist," and then she'll be totally based in red pill. They'll all freak out. Now we're going to do all the little sleeves. I hated this panel so much. I'm not going to do panels like this again unless I like plan everything out down to every little detail. I guess that's weird. Like, it's easier, it's more work to plan everything out. But if I don't and I just go with my gut, it has a nice fluid feel. But then I'm like, I'm not sure. Which details do I keep? So I eventually just reached the point where I was happy with it. And once I reach the point where I'm happy with it, I'm not going to nitpick it more. Oh, it's just I'm not going to talk about Twitter drama stuff anymore. There was some back and forth, and I jumped in on it politely. I'm trying not to burn bridges, right? Because the CG Civil War thing's been going on for like 2 years now, and like my attitude is I want customers, right? So I will, if I see crap, I'll say I think that crap is crap, but I'm not gonna like go dunk on my enemies all day because that's time I could be drawing. Huh, am I out of space there? All right, we're gonna multiply the layer. That sounded like the Kirby death noise. What's up with this weird music? Your parallel processing good. I can't talk and work simultaneously. Right, this is the problem with like the drawing videos. So, all right, so this is interesting, right? So you wanted more talking videos. I still got the reviews. I really got to just bring back the old school live streams, right? But I just don't feel right just talking anymore. I've got to find some way to work, but there are very few kinds of work I can do while doing like the double thing. Yeah. So it'll probably be like this sort of low key, like this stuff I can kind of like zone out and do it because I guess like maybe like the drawing process, I'm thinking really hard about what to do. But for this, I can be a little bit more, yeah, I just got to go to the next section, got to go to the next section, got to go to the next section, right? I mean, you should rip off Bunderdrome. You should rip off my drawing video and some kind of royalty-free music idea or just a game soundtrack because weirdos will copyright claim old public domain. That's what I found out. People will copyright claim old public domain music, but they won't copyright claim what's it like video game soundtracks, right? So you can just like put a video game soundtrack and you know someone like you may not like to watch it, but I guarantee you there are people who will just like sit there and watch you draw stuff for 2 hours. You will radically increase your watch time. Like you did Periscope, right? Is Periscope still a thing or is that app already disappeared? Now I'm hearing the Sonic. This sounds like Sonic Mania. How'd they get the rights to this? I want to know. This is definitely a Sonic Mania song. So either someone is putting licensed music onto Pretzel, or like the Sonic Mania guys are really cool and they are putting their own music out there. Or it's a really clever fake. I don't know. It's a mystery to me. Periscope is still a thing. Carl Tunes, I should do that on my drawing bits. Yeah, definitely. Like, I put the raw footage up there just as a backup so I can download it later. But what I figure is there are some people who will watch it. And then the thing is, like, so many people, they see a YouTube video, they kind of click on it and say, yeah, that's interesting, and then they click away. So my evil genius plan is, yeah, I get them to click on it, but then it's like, oh, hey, the Double Dragon soundtrack. I haven't listened to the Double Dragon soundtrack in years. I'll listen to the Double Dragon soundtrack. Right, so even if they, like, click away and are doing their things, I'm still getting that sweet, sweet watch time. I absolutely love finding some weird little YouTube subgenre to see, like, how did they do it? Because even if I never want to do a video like that, I kind of want to pay attention to, like, what kinds of niches there are, like the lo-fi radio one. Like, I've been really getting into Mr. Ripper, who just basically just takes Reddit posts about not Dragon Ball, about Dungeons and Dragons, and then he gets a robotic voice, or he reads it in his own voice, but he'll just read people's Dungeons and Dragons stories, and people will listen to that, because they say, oh yeah, I want to hear a few interesting little Dungeons and Dragons stories, and it gets really decent views. That's the thing, is comics YouTube is so tiny, right? Like, we forget how tiny it is. Like, the biggest channels in Comicsgate are like teeny tiny little dinky channels compared to just like a video game player. Like, not even a very famous video game player, but like a video game player with a tenth of the audience of PewDiePie is still bigger than the biggest comics channels. Doug Garrett had the Double Dragon soundtrack on his show on Wednesday. Yeah, I know, it's a good soundtrack. Mania is a love letter to Sonic, and people in it are really good guys. Yeah, I know, they are really cool. Because they started out as like kind of like a fan game deal, right? And then they got tapped to do Mania. I think I'm right about that. Alright. Oh, I'm pretty sure Hyper Potions puts a lot of their stuff on other sites. How about that? Okay, Carl knows the Sonic Mania music people. I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you're a musician and you're okay with people streaming your video game music, you might as well get your music onto platforms that streamers like to use. The Metal is probably going to do an audiobook chapter of my recently published novel once the new PC comes in. That's a really good idea, right? Like, maybe do a couple, like, YouTube audio lesson things. I found a guy who had a nice, like, preset template people can use for doing their own audiobooks in GarageBand if you're using Mac and not... Oh, you're getting PC. There, question asked and answered. But yeah, you could even, like, tap into the Audible market. Like, Dan Sackarau has a audiobook for Adobe Kroger on Audible, so... People want them audiobooks, you know? So since I'm on the topic of audiobooks, let me once again plug the Redwall series, which are like the most based audiobook series ever created. Like, A, they're all about cool medieval warfare with cool, cute animals, so I dig that. And then B, they all have like a full British cast in the BBC performing them, which is completely dope. Christian Whitehead made a proof of concept for a Sonic 3 for iOS game, and Sega issued him a cease and desist, then hired him to make mobile ports of Sonic's 1, 2, and CD. Okay. Well, did he publish the iOS game, or did he just publish his proof of concept? Like, was that his genius plan? Like, he wanted to get them to get Sega Senpai to notice him? Whitehead then pitched an original game to them, and that's how Mania came to be. How about that? Alright, I need Jane Smith's hair color. I need to name this stuff because there are a few colors I use a lot more than everything else. Brown. Yo, Florence Lupin is here. You know, I don't know if I'm following Florence Lupin on my new Twitter account yet, come to think of it. I gotta fix that. Let me go find him. See, I follow too many people, which means that sometimes people I actually really want to follow slip through the cracks. Florence. There you are. Yeah, I'm following Florence Lupin. Cool beans. Yeah, I made sure I got my senpais and my kings on Twitter. Alright, layer mask. Let's see, after I get this done, I'm going to try to get The Hobbit ready to go. Rankin Bass's Hobbit movie, so I can, and then see if some guys are up to discuss it. Bunderdrome, have you watched the Rankin Bass Hobbit movie? Go away, spinny wheel of death. Oh, there it is. Okay, I just have a too tiny a brush. Wait, I need a... Whoopsie. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now I'm set. That took way longer than I wanted it to. Yo, I love the Hobbit movie, says the Metal. I've watched it like 50 times growing up. I can sing all the songs by memory. Alright, I will... Carl, if you're up for it, I'll send like all of my like close bros. Like I don't want like more than 5 people, or people start feeling shy or afraid to talk. But we're basically gonna like, try to watch the Hobbit movie at the same time on Sunday and chat about it as we go. I think Nintendo should learn from Mania and hire the people that keep on, rather than keep on killing fan games. Yeah, Nintendo doesn't like anything fun being done with their properties, it seems like. My YouTube app closed on me. I want to make sure I can see you guys' chat. If I can find it. What I might do is I might just get a copy to everybody, you know, because I assume you have all paid legally for the Hobbit movie at some point in your lives, so I'll just make sure everyone I invite to the chat gets it as a download. Sega, on the other hand, listens to their fans to a fault. Interesting. Oh, yeah, because then they'll, like, incorporate all of their fans' ideas into the next game. That's the reason Shadow the Hedgehog... Yeah, that makes sense, because they were... I mean, I love Shadow the Hedgehog. That's my guilty pleasure, that game. Player's Choice doesn't lie. I miss Player's Choice games. Good grief, my phone doesn't want to stay on. Oh, I get it. I have to press play so that the video wants to keep it awake. Listening to criticism is a double-edged sword, says Judge. Yeah, I think so, because then you might end up trying to, like, please everybody, right? Like, my attitude towards criticism is I put everything in, like, my mental data bank, but I don't try to, like, sit down and think about every little piece of criticism I get. Like, I think this guy says, oh, I don't like this. All right, I'll listen to that. Thank you for the feedback. And I might not follow up on it, but at least it's in my subconscious memory. Oh, now we're getting a chiptune song. There's a lot of overlap. Like, there's the chiptune, there's a whole chiptune album, but then some of the happy songs fall into chiptune. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances, the changes are all yours to make. The mold of your life is in your hands to break. Now, I know Rankin Bass did a few... I know Tolkien wrote a lot of his own poetry. Is that little bit a Rankin Bass original, or did they get that directly from Tolkien? Because I know they kind of reworked some of his songs a bit. That one was from the Greatest Adventure by Glenn Yarborough, added in for that film. All right, because I felt like I didn't hear that when I reread The Hobbit recently, like in the last year. So I thought that might have been a Rankin Bass bit. Tip the Glass is my favorite from the actual book, though. Yeah, and they only did a short little version of it in the musical. Chip the glasses, crack the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. It's such a good book. Such a good book. Oh, there we go. Are you discussing The Hobbit tonight or watching tonight? I'm planning to do it tomorrow, right? So it's not so after this I'm going to get the Hobbit movie ready for everybody, and then I'll DM the guys I talked about it. So I'll DM Carl the Metal and you, Bunderdrome, as well as who else was I going to talk with? I was going to talk with Mark Pillacreepy and Lyle Convoy. So if everyone can make it, it'll be a nice little group. There's a really neat guy called Noldor Apologist who's never been on a live stream before, but he's like one of the most knowledgeable Tolkien geeks I know. Like, I read the Silmarillion, he read the Silmarillion, and he understands it, and he knows like all the politics of what's going on behind the scenes in the Silmarillion and the Lord of the Rings. So it'd be really dope if we could get him to join, but he might, I don't know, he's never done a stream before, so he might be a little nervous to do it, but I told him I'd send him the invite anyway and let him decide. So follow him on Twitter, because he's always posting like great stuff about how like Tolkien is based Catholic, not SJW, right? That kind of stuff. Noldor Apologist. The Metal's dad says he read the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The Metal's dad read the Lord of the Rings trilogy and said he skipped past the songs. No, that's part of the fun. No. Hey, it's number one, and it's Thomas DeVries. And Mark Pellegrini is here too. I actually rewatched the Bakshi LOTR and Rankin Bass ROTK last week too, so I'm all good to talk about Hobbit and shit. All right, I will check. Oh, it was Matt Kreutz. Matt Kreutz, the one who hasn't seen it yet. So we were gonna break in Matt Kreutz and make him like not a Rankin Bass for. It's Bakshi he hasn't seen. He hasn't seen Bakshi. So I think we're gonna like make him like not a Rankin Bass Hobbit virgin anymore. So maybe what I'll do is we'll do like a watch party, and then if someone wants to like hop in a little later for the discussion part, they could do that if we have like some after movie thoughts. I gotta get that done tonight. Like, I wanted to prioritize getting the page done. Get the page done, get the page done, get the page done. And then once that's up, I'll take care of I'll send out the invites and everything. But that will be tomorrow is when we were planning to talk about Hobbit. So how you doing, Mark Pellegrini? POTUS has been in the chat with us. We discussed a little bit of Twitter drama without mentioning names, and we've just decided, nah, we're gonna have fun today. Screw Twitter drama. You guys can't catch a break. You don't ask for Twitter drama. The Twitter drama just descends down upon you guys. The Metal. I read the Silmarillion and understood it just fine. It's been years, though. I'd have to reread it to really get into that. The politics and symbolism is great. Like, for me, I think I understood most of it. It's just, it's a lot of dense language, and it's a lot of characters, right? So I feel like I read it and kind of absorbed the thrust of it, but I couldn't tell you who, like, I barely remember who Feanor is, right? I remember Morgoth stealing the Silmarillions because the elves trusted him, that kind of stuff. Wait, that's what I want. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Where there's a wipe, there's a way might break him. I love Where There's a Whip, There's a Way. I did a chiptune cover of that. And I will not let you get away with the fact, Mark, that you had a typo for whip, and you said where there's a wipe, there's a way. Oops. I've had 4 drinks tonight. Thank God we're not streaming. Tim dropped this on me out of the blue. Oh, what? Just mentioning my stream or doing your own thing? Who would... Tom DeVries. Number 1, who would you say is the main influence on your art style we are seeing here? So, I would say kind of the German expressionists generally, especially like on the color style. I like the Fauves, who were kind of like the Impressionists, but they were just interested in painting like wild beasts. I love Rembrandt's studies. So, like, his paintings are famous, of course, but his studies, he would just do like these really loose brush marks, and I dig that. So I go for, like, my whole thing is I want the line to feel like what the person is doing. So if the person is like flopping all around going like I want the lines to feel that way. If the person is calm and relaxed, I want the lines to feel calm and relaxed, that kind of stuff. And I'm willing to, like, I'm going for representationalism, obviously, like it all represents a figure, but I'm willing to sacrifice realism if I can get the emotion right, basically. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. No, we were talking about doing it Sunday. Sunday, sorry. Yeah, I mentioned that. I mentioned Sunday like last week in whatever the comment or chat was. So I felt bad because like I feel like, oh no, now I'm gonna like I told people last week we would do it and I've forgotten to remind them until today. But I don't know. Maybe people are just okay with you saying like, hey, let's stream right now about it. No, I meant tomorrow. Today is drawing day. I'm publishing the comic. Tomorrow we can like watch and chit chat Hobbit. So don't worry about it yet. I'll want to get some drinks too to chat the Hobbit because I just like love that movie so much. I practically have it memorized. Sundays when Cartoon Network used to play movies in the 90s, including The Hobbit, so that's appropriate. I didn't know that. The metal. I'm willing to make sacrifices to realism to capture the expression. I guess that makes me kind of an expressionist. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I love Edvard Munch and the Scream, right? Like, because it's not... I actually like abstract expressionists, some of them at least, but like before abstract expressionism, I think there was just this really interesting movement of representational art, but with very experimental abstract paint work, and that kind of stuff I love because what they're doing is they're using the paint to represent emotion and represent people and, you know, like the beauty of life, departing from reality, but still kind of like depicting reality, really. I sacrifice realism for the sake of Popeye arms, says Carl's Amateur Hour. Based! Based! Popeye arms! One of the loveliest things about the Rankin Bass Hobbit and Return of the King is Minoru Nishida's background paintings adapted from the style of Arthur Rackham. See, you're the one who knows that stuff. Like, I notice it's beautiful, but then Mark Pellegrini says, oh yeah, it's beautiful because that guy worked on it. Good job. Good job. That's you gotta find a way to monetize that obscure animation knowledge, Mark. Like in addition to the streams, like just do like a stupid little video where you like play a clip of The Hobbit and then you like put the name of the guy who worked on it, right? I love that it's called like Daily Sakuga or something, or Random Sakuga, that just shows you clips from anime movies and cartoons you've seen that tells you who did the key animation for it if they know. Like, that's really sweet. Alright, I'm getting close to done. Said super chats. I gotta yell at someone if you want me to have super chats, right? I'm mad at Mr. McDuckface! Mr. McDuckface is a cock! Hey guys, I totally don't believe in doxing Mr. McDuckface, but if I were to dox Mr. McDuckface, let me tell you how I do it. Thanks for the super chats, everybody! Mr. McDuckface is now enemy number one of the number one Marmaduke fan show. Tutu, welcome Tutu. Is that Korean? I have no idea what that is, but you are welcome here anyway. Mark, yeah, I follow that guy too. He'll sometimes slip in an American cartoon like that outsources animation to TMS or Toei, like Tiny Toons or Mighty Orbots. O.J. Simpson. If I doxed it. Hey, I'm just saying, if I doxed Mr. McDuckface, then Mr. McDuckface clearly had it coming. My face went friends with McDuckface. No more, stop, remember who you are. Hey, I can't help it, Mr. McDuckface, you know, he does like all his stuff that triggers me. Like have an opinion different than mine. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to draw Mr. McDuckface now, my arch nemesis. I cracked myself up too much. This isn't good. It's like Andrew Clavin trying to get through his own, what's it? He writes the... Andrew Clavin, I love him so much. He writes like a satire to start every show, and they always like... I'm always busting a gut, because he's just like... His whole point is like, don't follow politics if you don't find politics funny. If you find politics funny, then you can follow politics. But if you get mad at politics, you shouldn't be following politics, because it's just going to make you miserable. You finally be canceled now, boy. You mean I mean I quack myself up. Yes, of course. Okay, we're coming to the finish line here. I kind of want to finish before 11. I want to do the lettering. So, Quack Me Up, that reminds me of Disney Duck Comics. John De La Rose is reviewing a lot of the Don Rosa comics. I think he says he's going to have Don Rosa on as a guest. I don't know if he's already had Don Rosa on as a guest or if he's going to have Don Rosa on as a guest, but that'll be really exciting to see. Don Rosa is just a legend. I love that man so much. Alright, I gotta split and finish Getting Wasted while watching Max Headroom. Hit me up tomorrow to talk about The Greatest Adventure is What Lies Ahead. Definitely. It will be a blast. The Bunderdrome on, basically the Bunderdrome on the number one Marmaduke fan show. If we get the Bunderdrome, I forgot if we could get the Bunderdrome, but I will send the invites to all y'all, and we'll figure it out. Whoa. Oh, I see what happened. Oh, see, I'm already getting in focus mode. We were next to Don Rosa at Heroes Con. Mark pretty much pooped his pants. Yeah, I would too. He's a senpai. True. I love how he took his old like comic strip from like college or high school and he adapted that into a Disney Duck comic. Like, that's a great idea. I'm going to take something I've already worked hard on to make, and I'll make that into an official Disney book. Alright, let's do some lettering. Time to get my font secrets out there into the open. So for Cordelia here, the little AI fairy type, I use Pokemon GB and just pray Nintendo doesn't notice. That's way bigger than I'm supposed to be using. I'll probably just type it here and then I'll be a perfectionist later on the final page. don't want all this. Why did you give me all this? Alright. Going to Jalapenos Milk Channel. Good night, Marm. Good night, Bunderdrome. Thank you for joining. We still got 7 people in the chat. Cool. Alright. Oh, crud. Now I realize I've hit a snag because I've got to write while talking to you guys. I don't know if that's a smart idea. I don't think that watching me letter is going to be the most interesting thing. So I'm feeling pretty good. We're going to give you guys a couple minutes for, like, final comments. Plug your books. The Bunderdrome's channel is The Bunderdrome. Mark Pellegrini is a regular guest on The Bunderdrome. They make amazing comics there together. The Metal, thank you for joining us. Carl's Amateur Hour, thanks for joining us. Creators of Dynamis Chaos and Hullgrave. Thank you for joining us, Jeb Jam, and of course, John Dillard Gaming the System. John Dillard Gaming the System's an artist working on comics. His channel is his name, John Dillard Gaming the System. Thank you for joining us, Thomas DeVries, a musician. I really appreciate all you guys, and it's been fun. And Florence Lupin. Florence Lupin is also an artist. Go check out these lovely, lovely people. I will letter this tonight and get my page up, and tomorrow, The Hobbit. So, let's click on over and see where we're at on the song. Whoa, 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 if it'll let me end. Alright, the song is Linked by Jim Yosef. Hello, Twitch. I don't think anyone joined us on Twitch. It's like an empty graveyard. It'd be nice to get Twitch verified, but I don't know if I ever will. We'll find out. Alright, love you guys. Catch you later. Oh, it is Dillard Draws now, says the Metal. Thank you. Alright.